Then I turned off the music so I don't hear anything. A pleasant little chime greets me as I enter the station, Marina trailing closely behind. The drive was quiet after I turned the music on. Turning the tables on her and asking what she was doing out there seemed to throw her off. Didn't mean to come off as cold as I did. It's just been ages since I've had a conversation beyond accepting some half-hearted condolences. Though to be fair, I haven't really wanted to hold one. The guy behind the counter is busy ringing someone up, so I set out in search of a gas can. The store is one of those big mini-mart places made specifically for travelers. Surprisingly clean for a place surrounded by sand. Every corner has an unnatural sanitary shrine accompanied by the scent of citrus cleaning product.
Hey, they have cola flavor here!
Cola-flavored sanitizer? I turn and find Marina clutching the slushy machine, though, her eyes widening like a cat's when tempted with yarn.
Don't most gas stations have it?
She shakes her head but doesn't take her eyes off the machine.
All the places back home only had cherry and raspberry. When we got sick of them, we just had to mix them together. But...
Marina finally turns to me, wearing a face of pure, concentrated sadness.
I left my wallet in the car.
That's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Just looking at her, I can feel my heart break. Wait a second.
How were you expecting to pay for the gas?
I don't know. I just remembered.
How did she last 5 minutes out in the desert?
Fine, I guess I'll pay for it.
Really?
Well, I'm not gonna leave you here.
Yeah. And grab yourself one of those slushies too. But make it a small one.
Her pure concentrated sadness melts into pure concentrated happiness.
You're the best, Amber.
She grabs the cup and holds down the button until the slushy overflows and drips down the side. I was going to pay for the gas anyway, but I'm hoping the drink makes up for the drive over. Spot the gas cans and with Marina happily sipping her drink, grab one and head for the counter. The guy at the register is still ringing up the same girl. Lines of flimsy plastic bags line the counter, filled with a mixture of off-brand junk food and gardening tools. He scans the items as the girl digs through her wallet, her bandana-wrapped head pressing a phone against her shoulder.
Aren't you supposed to be the badass mechanic? What good are you if you're not?
She swipes out a card and hands it to the cashier, more interested in staring at her nails than looking at him.
Who the hell would I know? Have the squirt check underneath if you're so curious.
On the other end of the line, I can hear the faintest of squabbling. Can't make out anything they're saying, but the tone sounds worlds more tolerable than the girl's.
If it's that old, then I say do it. Cash is cash. It's not like anyone's gonna care. You better not take as long as last time, though. I'll be waiting for you slackers outside.
The girl slipped her phone back into the crevices of her dangerously unzipped jumpsuit. What little clothing she had on underneath looks like it's going to burst from the slightest movement. Not my type, especially with that personality, but it's hard for me to do anything other than stare. The attendant reaches out to help with the bags, but the girl snaps them away before he can. She shoots him a heated glare that burns straight through the man and into the wall behind him. Turning around, the girl looks at us for a second before rolling her eyes, and then marches out the door, the bags weighing her down as they nearly scrape the ground. Yeah, definitely not my type.
Good luck.
Marina and I set the can and the empty slushie on the counter.
Will that be all?
Yeah, sorry for more boring than that other girl.
The attendant hacks out a dry cackle and then scans the gas can. He flicks his oily ponytail behind his shoulder and then rings up Marina's drink.
Been a lot of folks passing through and stocking up the past few days. It's been a good change of pace.
What are they stocking up for?
I'm guessing that's why you girls are here too.
Marina eases in towards the counter, nudging herself tightly between me and a rack, her hands creeping over to the slushie.
For what? I'm just heading out to California.
If I don't end up driving myself insane first.
You mean you don't know?
The attendant freezes, forgetting about the scanner in his hand. Blinding red light beams from it onto my chest.
About what?
Why, the treasure.
Marina's hands stop just shy of grabbing the cup.
Treasure?
The clerk's chubby face morphs into a grin.
You telling me that you girls haven't heard of the treasure in the journal?
I have.
I frown, embarrassed. Marina looks at the floor again, her cheeks flushing red. I guess she's always just as forward.
Oh, well, I heard about it on the news. It's kind of why I drove down here.
You drove out into the middle of the desert for treasure? Sorry, but you've lost me.
Not just any treasure, Missy. The miner's treasure.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? He says it like that should clarify what he meant. I stare at him. He stares back. Marina sips the last dregs of her slushie.
You honestly don't know.
No, my friend.
Not a clue. Are you gonna change that?
A little feisty, ain't you?
I don't think she's feisty. I think she's just bored.
Not really. Just have stuff to do.
Fair enough. A little while back, some folks were going through all the trash in their garage. As fate would have it, they came across an old journal. Turns out the thing belonged to their great uncle. Or maybe it was their great grandfather. I don't know. Some dead old man.
I cut him off with a cough, a polite hint for him to either get on with it or quit his yammering. Despite apparently knowing all this, Marina continues to stay focused with rapt attention. Sometimes her drink makes that annoying slurping sound again.
Sorry. I'll try keeping it short. Anyway, after flipping through it, they found out that he'd struck it rich during the gold rush.
If he struck it rich, then wouldn't the family know about it? They'd have to be pretty well off, right?
Oh, I can answer that. He went back home to Missouri without any gold and told all his friends he hid it.
By now the slushie is all gone. Marina tries for one last sip, but all that's sucked through the straw is air. She peers down into the cup and blows out a small sigh.
No one believed him, though.
I raise an eyebrow. If even this girl knows about it, then I must be more out of the loop than I thought. Whoops.
Well now, looks like Sister here has been doing her research.
Mm-hmm.
The attendant leans into the counter and smirks.
Story goes, he wanted to eventually move his family out west and dig his gold back up along the way, but kicked it before he could.
He slid his thumb along his neck and made a cheesy sound effect to go with it. Marina giggles, but I just keep staring.
The folks that found the journal ended up selling it to some hotshot publishing house. Now everyone wants to retrace his steps, and shipments have been
Oops,
selling
sorry.
like hotcakes. Just got ours last week.
Ah, Marina's thoughts updated. He points to a rack of identical books sitting by the door. A sign hanging above it reads, "Treasures of the Desert, a Miner's Journey. Take part in the new gold rush." Yeah, that'll stick in people's heads.
And people are really buying into this?
Sure are. I've worked here for over 20 years, and never have I seen this many people passing through. Even the Banshee before you was here for some supplies and a journal.
Sure, okay. This is a hoax if I've ever seen one.
And where is this supposed treasure?
No one knows. It's all scattered around the desert. They say the journal has hints to its whereabouts.
Uh-huh. Marina, you said this is why you drove out here.
Yep, that's right.
But you don't really believe the treasure exists, do you?
Sure I do.
She pauses to think.
At least, I want to. But wouldn't it be super cool if there was treasure?
Sure, it would be cool. But there's a good chance there isn't. And even if there were, do you know where to start looking?
No, not really. I never got that far. I don't even have a copy of the journal.
Marina, you're very cute and I like you a lot, but oh my goodness, you stress me out. You came to dig for treasure without any information as to where the treasure could be. Oh my soul. She lowers her head like she knows there's a good chance what I'm saying is true.
But I have to try.
Her voice is soft and quiet, but there's a faint glow of determination behind it. Makes me feel ashamed for scolding, but the idea that you dropped everything for treasure is insane. To her credit, she did a little research, but that's cancelled out by driving into the desert without a full tank of gas. She wasn't prepared at all. The people who care about her must be worried sick. I barely even know her and I'm worried. Same.
Aw, don't be too hard on her, Missy. After all, who could resist a good treasure hunt?
Lazy people like me. He looks to Marina and gives a big gummy grin, courtesy of his missing teeth. Oh, he's got teeth.
Ain't that right, sister?
Marina springs back with a smile of her own.
That's right!
Rolling my eyes, I reach into my pocket and pass some crumpled bills to the clerk.
Yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it.
He shrugs and stuffs the cash in the register. Though now I'm just paying for the tank and an empty cup, I pocket the change. I give a casual wave from the exit. That should be good enough, thank you. Marina follows, though a bit more animated, waving her arms like a fan as she's saying goodbye.
Oh, and sister?
Yeah?
You go ahead and take one of them journals. Free of charge.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Really?
Marina lights up like a firecracker and bounces up and down like she's a kid again.
Yup.
Oh, wow! Thanks, mister!
In one swift motion, she swipes one of the remaining books off the rack so fast that I swear my eyes were skipping frames.
Hey, Amber! Look! He gave me one for free.
Because he doesn't want you to die in the desert like we're all expecting you will.
Yeah, I see it.
It's very nice of you, sir. I tune out her chattering and nod as we walk out to the parking lot so we can finally get the fuel. The attendant shouts one last thing, his voice fading behind the glass of the closing door.
Look on your trip.
Desert people are weird. I say as if I'm not the weirdest person in the desert.
No way.
How are we driving?
Maybe it's further up the road?
Did her car get stolen?
I can't believe it. It's gone.
We could have just passed it.
Marina. Oh, I'm gonna kill you. Oh, woman. What the hell? Did you leave your keys in the car?
We weren't even away that long. How can it be gone?
You stare at the empty space that one housed a certain ugly green car. I look in every conceivable direction, but there's nothing. Nothing but an ocean of sand and a never-ending stretch of road. Was it towed? No, not out here. Not this quick.
Where the hell did it go?
Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it?
It got stolen. Girl. Marina's hands rest against her cheek as she looks on, with only mild confusion, like she's trying to solve a small mystery.
Your car is missing!
That's more than a little weird.
Well, it's actually my big brother's car. He just lent it to me when he left for college.
You are in so much trouble.
Oh, well that makes everything better then.
Really?
No!
I let out a heavy sigh and pressed my fingers to my temple, attempting to massage away the stress and irritation.
It was probably stolen. We'll need to call the police. You have a phone, right?
I see where this is going.
I do, but...
Her voice trails off a cliff. What she said earlier echoes in my head.
That's right. You said it was dead. And I'm guessing you left it in your car.
Yeah.
Well, that's just great.
Don't you have one?
Nope. Never needed one.
Afraid no one would call you?
What?
Not quite.
I shield my eyes and look up at the dry sky. Its color has shifted to a glowing orange as sunset begins to settle over the distant valley peaks. It's going to get dark pretty soon.
Don't worry, Amber. I would call you.
With what would you call me, Marina? I can't just leave her. Can't. That would be murder. And that's illegal. Even if she did have her phone, it would take forever before anyone could get out here. She'd go from burning up in the heat to freezing out in the cold within a few hours. Plus, if there are people around who would steal cars, there's no telling who else is out there. Serial killers. You can already see how this would go down. She would be huddled on the side of the road, trying to keep warm. A pack of coyotes would be howling all around her, closing in. Then from down the road, a starved creep would pull up in a trashy old pickup truck, open his door for her, and... oh god.
Hey, where are you from? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, I'm from Carlsbad.
Carlsbad? She pauses for a moment.
Or at least kinda close to it. It's a little out of the way.
Carlsbad? You're from California?
No, silly! Carlsbad, New Mexico.
Oh, right.
There are two places named Carlsbad? Who's Carl? What did he do? Had me going there for a second.
How far is that?
Maybe 2 hours from here?
Wow, you didn't get very far at all, did you?
Marina lowers her head in shame.
I never really seem to.
Though, I'm not really one to talk. I've been on the road less than a day. Would have gotten farther if traffic on the I-40 wasn't such a pain in the butt. Or if I didn't pick up Marina.
Hey, listen. You don't live too far away. If you want, I can probably give you a lift back home.
Or we're going to go treasure hunting together, I'm guessing. I prep myself for an explosion of thankful energy and excitement, but there isn't one. Instead, she continues to stare at the ground, her hands now balled up in a fist as she fidgets ever so slightly.
Something wrong?
She shifts her gaze from the ground and looks me straight in the eyes, drawing a deep, long breath.
Remember the treasure we were talking about at the store?
How could I forget?
Yeah?
I know it's a lot to ask, and you've already helped me out so much already.
Yep.
But do you think you could take me to the first place the treasure is?
Huh?
She wants to keep going, even after this entire disaster.
The treasure! Could you take me to the first?
I heard you the first time. It's just... you don't even know if this thing is real, but you've dropped everything to go look for it. And now you're asking me, someone you've just met out in the middle of the desert, to take you to it. Even though you don't know if it's real and you've just had your car stolen. Did I catch all that?
Uh-huh.
Shameless. I'm at a loss for words. How do I even respond to that? I try to recollect my thoughts, but only one word comes to mind.
Why?
Marina shrugs. Nothing more than that. She just shrugs. I take a look at her. A good look. Her wavy hair has been dried out by the hot desert air. Her face is red and drenched in sweat, probably close to melting off her makeup. Even her nice clothes are a little ruffled. But despite all that, this cute peppy girl wants to keep pressing on. Even when most people would have just called it quits after the car broke down. Even out here, all by herself. For all I know, she could be some weirdo out to mug me, and all this is some elaborate scheme. But she wants my help. My help. It's been a while since anyone has needed that. It's like an honor. Do I deserve that? Probably not. But she's still asking. Why should I say no? I don't have to be in California for another few weeks, and isn't that why I'm taking this trip? To see sights for him? She's a little excitable and even more naive, but maybe I need a little bit of that. It's a lot better than just being out here by myself with nothing but the ghosts of my memories to keep me company. Even if it's just for a little while, damn it.
Why the hell not? Hop in.
For real?
Yeah, for real. But only until the first location. After that...
The breath is forced out of me by the sharp impact of Marina tackling my stomach. A warm, but damp sensation wraps itself tightly around me as dead weight snuggles up against my chest.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you!
What are you doing?
I'm hugging you, silly.
My cheeks grow warmer with every passing second. I try to wiggle my way out, but she stays latched on, her grip getting tighter and tighter.
Marina, please. You're all sweaty.
Sorry. I'm just super happy.
She unlatches herself, letting me clear my throat and recollect myself. Move my chair.
Anyway, let's get inside. I'm burning up out here.
I bet you are.